is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome to the discussion for the boss variant in Street Fighter the Miniatures game. Not the Nemesis mode, the boss mode, where 3 fighters team up against 1 boss. What do you guys think?
Devin, you go first.
Well, I didn't like it. I felt grossly underpowered compared to quite a powerful beast over there. I mean, I didn't feel like I was doing a whole bunch.
Yeah.
And frankly, I didn't feel like you were doing very much.
I got a few combos off. I knew whenever, first time I tried to attack and he countered my counter, I was like...
Well, whenever I guessed it, when I actually countered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Countered the counter. I was like, okay, the power to counter counters is really good.
Yeah,
I mean, my experience
the sliding sweep in there.
in like one player playing like the boss, and then like several players playing against him, I have limited experience with. I get it. I'm supposed to be weaker,
Right.
but I'm just like I'm not having fun.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm doing a lot of damage. You get extra dice. You get a whole slew of advantages. A whole handful of cards. You get to roll an additional dice. It's just a lot, and I get it. We only have to beat you once, but the fact that you can like beat us 3 times, so we have to. On average, they're expecting us to weather several losses. Like that's like designed into it. That's why we get so many continues. That's not fun to me. We have to lose. Like I don't feel like we're doing very good the whole time, and I just didn't have fun with it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you.
No, that is fair. I mean, no, I completely agree. Of course, I had the most fun because I had all the advantages. It very much has. You're not wrong. It very much has the others feel. Remember the others where one person plays one of the sins. It very much has that feel where it's so oppressive for the other people. And the sim player is just like, oh man, bag of dice. All right, I got 70 hits. No, you can't possibly defend against that? Yeah, I know. At this point, I'm humoring you that I'm letting you roll instead of just saying don't bother. And I completely agree. It's not fun to have, because there's a very hard balance of back against the wall, but we still feel like we're doing something. For the record, I mean, I'm not saying this as to be like facetious or anything. You got me to 16 health.
I got
out of 40.
I understand.
So it's not like it was a 38 to...
But I felt like shit the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, your turns were ridiculous.
Right.
And then mine were like, I might pinch off like 2 or 3. He had some good ones. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like pinch off maybe 1 or 2 damage at a time. And I'm like, and then I'm struggling to get to you. And it's just...
That is character. That's not the...
It's character and environment. I get it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's something that can't happen in the design of this game.
True.
So, I get it. Yeah, I could... Like, we could craft a team, but we weren't crafting a team for your playstyle. We don't know what the boss is going to do.
Right.
So
I think their idea of mitigating was the fact that Armika dies. She goes out. Okay, we're going to bring in Ryu. You know, you have the freedom to swap out after. It's like, you can counter. You can. This character isn't doing combos. He can maneuver around the map. Okay, we're going to bring in Dulcine, because he has range, and we have no one with range. I am going to say that I believe a little bit of the difficulty was the team comp.
It definitely
The people that got combos was Cammy, because she had the mobility and she had the reach. Is that an excuse? No, you should be able to pick 3 people and do well. With a game that's like this, that's so succinct in... the free-for-all or the 1v1, and they mentioned at the back of the rulebook, the game's supposed to be 60-40 skill versus luck. I don't feel that in the boss variant.
No.
Just because, now granted, my die rolls were also god tier, but of course dice are never really brought into the equation. It was just, I think a little bit of it was team comp. I mean, you had 2 characters who can't move for shit. All of his attacks have charge 5, so I just take 1 character away. And then it's like, we can't get to you. Here's what I don't like. And I didn't even like this as the boss. This event deck, this challenge deck is stupid.
Yeah.
Because it's already... The fact that I always have a hand of 7, 3 defense dice, and as we know from playing multiple games, that it's not super easy to deal damage, unless you counter and whiff, then that's where big chunks of damage are coming in. The fact that all this comes in and it adds insult to injury.
It's
By the
just-
way, you don't get to draw.
It just feels like a lot of weight against it. Like I feel like I'm just being drugged down this whole time. Like, oh
Especially
man,
when the first card strips our hand, and like
Right.
the whole point of the game is to have card advantage.
Right, right. I mean, he obviously has cards in there. Yeah, the basically card that can sliding sweep, return any played as a counterattack to the defender's hand. If this attack deals damage, he gains 2 meter. So there's a lot of ways for him. Yeah, he's supposed to get the 12 instead of the 8. I mean, granted, I never got close to 12 again, but the fact that I even got there 2 rounds in, it felt like that's just like, by the way, now I'm gonna do it, and I dealt 10 damage to Laura. That's what took her out.
You made her collide with something and then dealt 10 damage.
Yeah.
It dealt exactly enough.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think I see where they were going, and it did not work in practice. Because I asked Josh while you were thinking of your turn, okay, he has 40 health. What's your guys' total health? It was like 72 or something.
Right.
You guys have like 30 extra health. But not really. I mean, you guys actually have more because, okay, I take Laura. Really, it's 40 versus 20. Okay, I take Laura out. She comes back at full health. Well, now it's technically backed up to, I should be dwindling down while you guys keep gaining. But then it's like, well, I'm not going to attack Laura again.
No, you're gonna weaken the whole team equally, and then you'll just keep attacking the weaker one to get your 3 continues in.
Exactly. So it sounded good in theory because they probably were like, oh yeah, 30 extra health is good against a one character. It doesn't feel that way because it's technically not. It's 40 versus 20. Then it's 30 versus 20, and then by the end of it, I had 16 versus 1. I do think still that team comp didn't help at all, but I mean it wasn't fun for me. I want a challenge in a game like this. I mean we've talked about in BattleCon. We never wanted. We always wanted to be close. We don't want it to be a sweep.
Exactly.
And even though you guys got me a little under half health, it's still like I only defended just because. I never felt like, oh shit, I need to defend because I need to not take damage.
The other thing is the clear advantage in getting to draw up to 7 cards. You could dump your whole hand, instantly get to draw 7 more cards.
Right. Now, I will say he has, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 total cards in this deck that boosts him for defense. So for the most part, he will not be defending, or he'll not be boosting to get 6 defense dice. But the fact that he does can completely drain your whole attack. It's like, oh, I'm going to do this big, massive attack. I'm going to do my ultra. Okay, I'm going to boost it, and I have 3 cards. That's going to be 9 dice already.
Yeah, and I think
instead of the 6.
They both have 6 attack. He has 5 for his ultra.
For your ultra. How far did you guys get to your meter?
Oh, nowhere near.
Nowhere near.
Got to 4
on
her and 3 on her.
Yeah, it's interesting because there's really no benefit to you guys. They really were like, okay, let's give the boss these OP decks with on average of 4 to 5 attack dice, as well as multiple ways to combo, and let's give him a boss deck that only helps him. That's like, oh nope, re-roll those, they give you guys. You have 3 fighters. That's really it. And it's like, you guys don't have your, I mean, yeah, it was weird. I think it would have been a lot better had this not existed.
Yeah.
You think? You think it would have been better if this, because like...
I mean, it helped a little bit.
Granted, you could easily just take this out.
But then, I don't know, there might be a balancing issue. I mean, if we're dealing any kind of decent damage, you'll fall apart. But it's just...
I think of the whole, like, round system where... like the first round stripped us of 2 cards. That's 2/5 of your
hand management
starting
is huge in this game.
2/5 of your starting hand size because you start with 5 cards.
Yeah.
I only played 1 card. Then you made me discard 2 with an attack.
Oh, stun, yeah.
And then I had to pitch 2 because of that.
Yeah.
So I at least would have had half.
So technically,
my hand
Laura,
size.
I think there was a part where Laura started her turn with 0 cards.
Exactly.
And it's like, oh, you can't draw.
Then the next one was, you can't draw.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, they keep taking away from like, the big group to try to make it easier for the single person. It's just, it's not fun.
I completely agree. I totally see where you're coming from. I give a very, very, very slight pass with the team comp, but everything else I'm on your side. I agree. Granted, I will say, if they're going for theme, you ever get to the final boss in a fighter game, and you're like, this is bullshit! Like Shao Kahn at the end just shoulder charging everybody.
Right.
Shoulder charge.
I mean, I
Imperial
technically
hammer.
did that. I did the psycho shot.
I mean,
and it's like, great!
I'm juggled in the air.
Yeah.
4 fucking moves. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Round
So-
2?
Yeah, so technically you can't say they didn't get it thematic, but it's not fun in the video game.
So why would it be fun?
And I have always said theme doesn't make good game mechanics. And so while, yeah, it's like, ooh, yeah, I'm the big bad guy. No, even whenever I got down to half health, and here's the other shitty card. I think there was only one in his entire deck, and I happened to draw it. And I will give another very, very, very slight nod or pass that I happened to draw a great hand, but the fact that I'm always drawing 7 almost guarantees I'll always have a great hand. The one card in here that I was like, this is annoying, is the Shadaloo Bodyguards. You guys just take 2, all of you take 2 damage, and I gain 3 health.
Oh.
In a boss fight, the fact that I have a card, 1 card in the whole deck though.
That deals 6
Yeah,
accumulative.
no range, no nothing, just boop. Okay, you guys take damage, and it's not even the 2 damage that's bothersome, it's the fact that I heal. And in this particular instance, where it was slow going of dealing damage, it's like, oh, okay, now I heal. It's just like, great, okay, so you essentially wasted 2 turns to try and deal damage.
I do think if the villain deck, or the big bad
boss
deck
challenge deck
was gone, it would have went more in our favor, because, like, there were...
Because I am curious if we took that out.
Stripping card advantage is really big, because I noticed when we did the multiplayer variant, I almost always took one of my 2 actions to draw 2 extra cards. Because drawing 4 cards a turn
is huge. Not only does it give you potential combos if you do it as your first action, it also allows you to defend.
Yeah. Coming from a Magic background, drawing 4 cards in 1 turn is nuts.
Yeah.
Drawing 7 in a turn is even more insane.
Right. And we learned, and I think they tried to balance that because it's not, oh, Armika goes, then I go, then Laura goes, then I goes, and you all go, and then it's me.
Yeah.
And then so if I defend against each of you, and then I only ever get to draw 2, then it's like, okay, well now it's still, if you guys all combo off, then there's no way I can defend. So, I don't know. I feel like you
play 3. Is that the only mod?
They
3v1 or
in the boss mode, I believe. Yeah, it was just the 3v1. Yeah, in this mode, 3 players will work as a team versus a single player.
If they reduce the draw 7 to a draw 4, I feel like it'd be more balanced.
Right.
You get to draw double what we draw.
And I can never have more than 7. So if effects are telling me to draw, I can't. It's like it mentions it like the rule changes. It's max 7. Then there's a Nemesis mode, which is something else.
Probably 1v5.
Oh, someone selects M Bison or Akuma, and then there's Nemesis event cards. So there's a different type of event cards that goes to them. I think it's actually Akuma versus M Bison or something. I don't know. And here's the thing, I don't know. I feel like honestly, if we took this out, then it swings in your favor.
It would, because like all of us would. We have to think of it as a team. So we were stripped 6 cards, and then we couldn't draw. That's another 6 cards we didn't get to draw. So in retrospect, that's 12 cards we would have drawn had those 2 cards not come into effect.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm like struggling to figure out how they could balance it. I'm just like, I just don't think it's very fun.
Yeah, and that is a fair.
I mean, I really enjoyed their core game. The core game, even to a slightly lesser degree, the free for all. I enjoy those.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy the fighting games when they're doing the fighting game.
Yeah.
Granted, I've never tried Battle Cons, 1v3 or.
It's probably like this.
Not that.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It hardly works.
Because all you can do is ratchet the numbers, and it's just not super fun.
Yeah, I agree. I've played very few one versus many games that are competitive like this. Obviously, Hidden Movement, like Letters from Whitechapel or stuff like that, is different. But yeah, the one versus many fighting games, the others and stuff, it's always like, Yeah, we're like, I'm pissed off the whole time, and it's like, but you still won. I had a bad time winning, and you shouldn't have a bad time winning. And yeah, it's a mode that's here. I guess you can give him credit for making it thematic. He is a boss. He is fucking hard. And I mean, even if the final numbers show, oh, we were closer than we thought, the fact that you don't feel that way, it's not rewarding in any way, then what's the point?
Yeah, I just felt like we were stomped into the dirt.
I would like to see it had there been a Zangief and a Ryu, you know, and then maybe like the DJ, so you have a mix, you know, of range and close up, and then maybe that would be a little bit better than just too close up and then a very rare kind of. I feel like that would have gone a little bit better, but still, I mean, if the overall.
It's hard to feel skillful in this mode.
Yeah.
Because it's like, in one hand, it's like, you could be kicking ass, but we don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you're just, like, we just feel like you just get all these advantages and you just wreck our
true.
shit.
Yeah.
And then us, I mean, we're just getting wrecked the whole time. We're like, oh, I was able to squeeze out a little damage. I don't feel like I'm doing great.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe he's able to hit. It's you don't feel skillful. It just feels like the cards come out and stuff happens.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. I agree with you. It's not like in the 1v1 or the free-for-all where it's like, you know, oh, I rolled 4 attack, 2 damage. Yeah, still got him for 2. Yeah. Like, you hit him for 2, it's like, great, I went down to 38. Like, it takes a long time before his health finally is like, oh, what, you got 16? Yeah, you're finally lower than us.
Right.
You know? It took an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to give him a pass. I'm just trying to play a little bit of devil's advocate for anyone who might like this mode.
I mean, yeah, it's a good game otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm like, how many bosses are there? How many did they make?
And Bison
3.
Akuma.
And then Goken, which is the trainer of Ken and Ryu.
Okay, so they were just trying to add a little extra feature, just a little extra something.
Like, okay, here's
so they made like 100 bosses.
No. There's only 3. Yeah. Technically 2. Goken, I think it's Goken. He was a Street Fighter, or he was a stretch goal. It was just one of those things where it's like, hey, we got $6 million in Kickstarter money. We're going to give you everything Street Fighter. They made the car destruction level, for God's sake. So they're like, oh, there's a boss in Street Fighter. You get that. They're going to do it for Mortal Kombat with Shao Kahn and Shang Tsung, and they're going to have all that. So for people who do want the full Street Fighter experience, it is here. If you want a fighter experience, what they were really going for with the free-for-all or the 1v1, this is not a mode you should play.
No.
It's here. It's not horrible. Let me ask you this: if you had won, let's say you squeezed it out at the very end, would that have felt not would you like it better? Would that have felt rewarding, or would you still be like?
I really don't think it would have. Yeah, because like we'd have been like stretched just a little bit. Like, oh great, you just didn't get your numbers.
Yeah.
It just, like I said, it didn't feel skillful.
Yeah. Okay.
If we got a deck to counterbalance that, or being able to like combo off of one another, that would have made it a lot better.
Yeah, that would have been really cool because you guys can. I mean, their theme of you comboing with each other is the fact you guys get to go in any order you want.
It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I would have liked
that. You can't play events off of each other and stuff like that, so. You almost thought, like, the fact that you played an event.
Yeah, I was like, that's only for me.
Yeah. They would have had to really restructure every deck specifically for this mode. But I do agree they easily, either, if you saw this run through and you're like, well, that's fucking busted, try taking out the boss deck, the boss challenge deck. Maybe that would be a little bit closer. I don't know. I feel like they put a lot of stock in this because it's just, it's nothing... At least the cards that we saw, they never were, I don't think they ever were really truly overpowered. They were just really hindering.
They,
like the fact, re-roll those.
Yeah. It wasn't like,
to deal 10 damage, you know, or something.
Individually, they aren't oppressive enough to be a problem. It's the fact that they went one after the other.
Yeah, there's that one, and then, now it's my turn. Okay, now I'm going to do the 7, spam the shot over and over.
Yeah, when you did that 5 times, I was like...
I had a 5-card combo, yeah.
It's like...
Which you can do. You can realistically, potentially, in some decks, do a 7-card combo if you have if everything goes in your favor. I didn't even try. The fact I got to draw 7, I was just like, oh. And I didn't feel good. Like, I sat here and I'm just like, I don't even know if you guys saw me, but I was like, another psycho shot.
Yeah.
Another psycho shot. It's if you're yeah. It's not a mode that is worth it.
Say if comboing off one another was a thing, like in certain tag team games, you can fight as one person and then there's a button to switch characters. That character comes in and hits them if they're juggled.
Oh right.
So
like Marvel Marvel vs. Capcom?
Yeah, so like he starts it off, like juggles you in the air.
Yeah.
I come in, hit you with an attack.
If his Link had like a blue and you had a blue in your hand, you could play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if we could combo off of one another, that would have helped this situation a lot.
Yeah.
Because your biggest problem was finding your own combo pieces,
Mm-hmm.
and then
because then you'd work as a team instead of really just an individual player.
Yeah.
But once again, this was another mode out of the 17 they have. You know, they have so many modes.
They all can't be winners.
Exactly. So that is the boss mode, everyone. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it? The main game is still a 9 for me. For the record.
No. Just this mode, there's too many problems for me to give it a good scoring. 4.
4. I'm at a 5. It is average. It's not. I mean, and to drop from free for all, which was an 8 for us, and then the main game being a 9. Yeah, I mean it's a 5. I see a 4. The mode itself is kind of under, but it really feels no different than some other one versus many games.
And I haven't played a terrible amount.
I think
of
you've only
those.
played really the others,
Yeah.
which also we don't rank highly.
Do you make a lot of those these days?
Funny
I
enough,
feel like it's got to be a dying breed.
Funny enough, yeah, I do not see a lot of one versus
I think
many
they
games.
realize that they're just not super fun.
They turned them. There was Star Wars Imperial Assault, which they made an app for, which they made it fully cooperative. There's another one that I'm really trying to think.
Imperial Assaults. So good.
The others you bring up a lot.
The others is another one because that one is just super oppressive feeling. Most of them get turned into fully cooperative.
Yeah.
Because of just the nature of to make the one person feel like they're doing anything, they have to make them OP because it's just me versus the combination of people working
and then
together.
The team of people.
But here's the thing, in those games, they're designed to where you can work together as a group. This one is just, 3 individual fighters versus one guy. The combo is the fact that you guys get to go in turn order. That's the chain instead of the card play, which is a huge part of the game. The fact is you can be like, oh, Candy, you do this, then you knock him into me, because, and granted, you guys didn't communicate a lot. You probably didn't have anything to communicate about. But some very slight things might have been, I'm just making this up, is, oh, hey, I have a knockback 3 card in my hand. I'm going to knock him, Candy, or Armika, I know you can't get to him. I'm going to knock him to you, so then you can get to him. But even then...
if the attack goes through.
If you go, I'm a boosted. Okay, now I
and then the fact that we're sharing a character. Well, he essentially handles like
that is true.
But
yeah,
does it go through?
Yeah. So there are some slight things you might be able to do to be able to combo together, but not what you got. Not card combo.
Yeah, not to where like I could start the juggle. You hit him in the air. Make him bounce off the ground. He's juggled again. Yeah.
I'm really trying to. Dark Rituals is another one that came out that was one versus many. That felt, you guys haven't played that, but that one, because I remember when they came in, it was shipped to me and I was reading it. I'm like, oh, this is one versus many. I don't see these anymore.
Yeah.
Because they usually are fully cooperative.
The two I remember is like the others, and then we played some alien one where like we were playing
level 7 Omega Protocol.
Yeah. I actually kind of like.
And that one was balanced because it was one of those things where the more you do, the more I get to do. The less you do, the less I get to do. That one wasn't too bad. Yeah. So there are good ones out there, and that's why I'm giving this a 5. This isn't horrible. Like while it didn't feel it, 16 health that can go away pretty quickly. But yeah, it's an average mode. Devin?
Yeah, I'll agree with 5.
With 5,
feels pretty average.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, still great game, amazing core gameplay.
Yeah.
But,
Oh yeah.
Even the free for all is still a lot of fun.
Free for all was an 8. I haven't played the other game mode.
1v1.
While we did free for all, it felt like a 9, but I just went with an 8.
Okay.
I felt 8 was a little better.
All right.
You might have to go back and judge some of BattleCon stuff. Their boss fight.
Yeah, give that
See
a shot.
If that's any good or
because they have a lot of
still
those
a piece
modes.
of shit. Because I think Has it always been like a 1v all boss
Battlecon?
modes?
Oh,
think they're boss modes.
I don't know. I've actually never tried their bosses.
Yeah, me either. It's
But then with the Unleashed, they added the co-op, right? Where multiple people can fight one person, one super buffed person.
they made that part of the rules.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, maybe they put a little more effort into that one. I'm not saying they didn't put really any effort into this, but they kind of really didn't. Like,
It was a stretch.
they put effort into a boss. But here's the good thing. Here is the silver lining to the boss mode. M. Bison can be played as a regular character.
Mhm.
He has not this deck. He has a separate deck.
Okay.
That
I was
puts him
like,
down
he
to like-
has that?
That has to like 22 health or something.
Okay.
Akuma, so it can be, M. Bison versus Blanca or something like that.
Well, that's good at the very least.
So, and Goken, I think it's Goken, and Akuma, they all have their own regular decks. So you still have them, you still get to play them, and they're probably, it's just a lesser version of this. So I mean, they are still around. Alright, so that's our thoughts on the boss mode for Street Fighter the Miniatures game. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.